Welcome back to On the Same Team, the podcast where we explore the DNA of championship level performance, whether it's on the field, in business, or in the community. We're all about collaboration, culture, and driving impact. I'm thrilled to introduce our guest today, Ciarra Prather, the
Yes.
dynamic new executive director of Big Brothers Big Sisters of Siouxland. For those of you who may not know, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Siouxland is one of the most vital organizations in our community, built on a simple yet profound mission to create and support one-to-one mentoring relationships that ignite the power and promise of youth. Ciarra, you've stepped in this role on a really strong foundation. It's clear you're hitting the ground running. You bring a
Yes.
rich background of spanning sales, marketing, strategic communication to this role, and we're excited to hear how you are applying that leadership to such a meaningful mission. Thank you for joining us on the show. Let's start with maybe a little bit about what led you to this organization, how you got to
Yeah. Well,
BBS.
thanks for having me, guys. I am so excited to be in this role. It's a different, world than what I've been in before, but the mission itself is really personal to me. I could go on several different stories as to how this mission is personal, and I think everybody could think of, I think of my first mentor, how impactful that was to me. And so it was kind of a leap of faith of, when I saw this position available, that I could really give back and do great things for youth in our community because, truth be told, everybody needs a mentor. Even as adults, we all need mentors. And, that was my biggest pull to, I think, my very first job was at Sioux City Buckle. And Nikki Buss, I'm going to give a shout out to her because she truly was the first person who had me come out of my shell. I was such an introvert. I, got so anxious, nervous to go out and talk to people, even one-to-one talking, just super shy. And she got me out of my comfort zone, and I worked there all through school, all through college. It's a great, great place, but she was my first mentor that really believed in me and like really pushed me to my limits of being uncomfortable. And I think that's truly, you have to be uncomfortable for growth, because I look back now and the things that I'm doing today, I would have just crawled in a hole, 16 years ago thinking that I would be doing. The mission itself is when you really truly find somebody that believes in you and cheers you on, great things come about it, and you are your fullest potential. And so that's really what drives me to this is youth is the future of our community. I love Sioux City so much and, have my family here, raised here, and we need to put into the youth so that they want to stay here and that they're their fullest potential, because that's truly what makes the community great.
Yeah. What, I mean, do you have some kids?
I have three kids,
You
yeah.
have three kids. What are their ages?
So I have a 13-year-old, a daughter who's 10 going on 20, and then my
Feel
youngest
that.
is, yeah, my youngest is 6. And so, that was another pull of being a mom, kids and realizing the impact that just one individual has on a kid. Yeah, it's great.
So before you got into the triple BS, right?
Yeah.
What is it? BBBS? I left
Yes.
out a B, I think, in the intro. But what were you doing, and what was kind of your career path to this position?
Yeah, so I thought I would want to be in communications. That's what I went to school for, communications and a minor in sociology. I love people and I love helping. I'm a helper, finding ways to make things better and better than when, I was started. And so that was kind of my initial path of going into, I love marketing. I love the creative side of marketing and all things to showcase brands. And so that's really what started into the broadcast radio media world. I worked there for 14 years, interned through my last semester at USD, and then took a recent move for about a year over to Nexstar Media because digital is a huge aspect in the marketing world today. And I was very curious as to how I could learn more in that realm. And so that's kind of where I thought I would be for a long time, was digital and marketing and just the creative side of it. Like I said, this kind of came up and it wasn't anything that I planned, but I also think the best things happen that are unplanned. And it's the same. Fundraising is sales to a point, but there's purpose behind it. And I mean, at the end of the day, we're all trying to just make things better, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you were in the sales, and I mean, was it any concern or like just going from that type of role into a nonprofit? Like
Yes.
what
So
was
I was,
what was that kind of experience
yeah.
like, and change of pace, or maybe same pace, just different
Yeah, it was hilarious because when I came, I think like the first 2 weeks, my team, their eyes were like, oh my gosh, because I'm used to like going. I'm used to setting a goal and going, because when I first started, we had about 32 kids on the waiting list. And so, my mission was like, we have got to get these kids off the mission list, off the waiting list. How can we get them off that? Okay, so that means we need to go out, we need to network, we need to find bigs, we need to. And so I'm in that mentality of hitting a goal and running, right? And how am I going to get there? Thinking, okay, we have a roadblock. How are we going to get around that? And so finding the happy medium of kind of slowing down a little bit and finding um, to where we can mesh together. Because at the same time, it's the same point of we're trying to serve the littles and we're trying to find a way to brand ourselves and market ourselves into the community. Because to my surprise, there are still a lot of people who don't know what Big Brothers Big Sisters is. There's still a lot of people who think that we're part of the Boys and Girls Home and Family Services, which they are a wonderful organization too, and we're actually neighboring. We're in the same facility with them, and so but it comes down to that of trying to just still market and brand. So I'm still getting my grounds as to the differentiating that, but yeah, it's been a great experience. I feel coming from the sales background, it's kind of pushed me to really not feel uncomfortable talking to people about giving, because before I was selling intangible things, right? I'm selling radio and I'm selling digital and I'm selling all these things that you can't physically see, right? And so coming over here, just having the mission as to like why you're giving and what an impact it can make, I think that's been a really great transition.
That's yeah. What you said kind of made me think about what are the reasons that you need to have a strong brand for Big Brothers Big Sisters of Siouxland. Like what are you trying to educate the community on, where you're like, if they knew this, that would help us grow, or that
Well,
would help us make an impact.
yeah, even, at a state level, I got back from a summit. What we're really trying to put out there is how important mentorship is
Mm-hmm.
and how meaningful, how it really changes things, of having just somebody show up, even this very little time that it takes. Because before I started here, it was very much like, okay, it's going to be a really big commitment. What does this look like? I don't have time. I have 3 kids of my own. We are running here, there, all things. And you're like, actually, at the end of the day, it's 4 hours a month. And you're sitting there, you're like, okay, well, we are already going to the park and doing this, or we're already going to the movies. Why not, just have somebody who might not get those life experiences on a normal day-to-day basis come and see the dynamic of what our family looks like and the true impact that that has. We're really trying to express that, there is a stigma out there that, everybody that's part of Big Brothers Big Sisters are all at-risk kids. And yes, of course, we do have at-risk kids that, need somebody, but we also have everyday kids who are, a family of 5, for example, and they maybe need some one-on-one time to just get a little alone time attention. There's, ones that maybe are the only kid and they, need a father figure. It's a broken home situation. So really there's a couple different dynamics. My phone's kind of echoing. Can you guys hear that?
You're good.
Yeah, yeah, you're sounding good.
Okay, I was gonna say it's echoing on my part, but so yeah, just trying to really educate how important mentorship is and how it really relates to kids into their adulthood and how to form those healthy relationships so they can be successful and happy when they get older.
Yeah. I did a podcast with Rick Dahl. He's the head wrestling coach at Northwestern, and he basically invited mentors into his kids' lives, and he really structured that, and I love that. That's something that I'm focused on doing with my children now after hearing that. They did a camping trip with all of his kids where he'd bring 3 other adults with him and his one child, and each adult would spend like 4 hours just pouring into them and helping them grow. And yeah, it sounds like this is something similar to that, right? You're just asking people to pour into these kids, and it might not be a situation where necessarily like, yeah, like I had that thought of, hey, these are all at risk kids, and it could be that, and but I mean, everybody needs it. It's just, yeah, that's,
Right. And truth be
you're
told,
educating me, definitely. I didn't
yeah.
realize that.
And truth be told, I mean, all kids are really at risk, right? Of
Yeah.
like all the things that they're open to these days, of whether it's through social, whether it's, I mean, so in the big picture, everybody is at risk to a certain degree, but you know, we've tried to, we have several different programs within Big Brothers Big Sisters, and you know, we are coming into roadblocks because in today's world, you know, things have evolved, and you know, my husband being a teacher, in the background of that, of how do we get around, you know, getting more people to volunteer, because there is a lack of people wanting to volunteer. And you know, with those littles that we have on the waiting list, a lot of those are little guys, and so we usually match, you know, a big sister with a little sister, a big brother with a little brother. And, you know, we're having more females that are coming forward to volunteer. And so we see a lot of these little guys that are on there, that some of them have been on there for multiple years. Like it's really sad, because there's a lot behind the scenes that go into matching, because we want to make sure that they're, you know, compatible, of someone that's into wrestling or sports, that you're getting kind of the same thing, or outdoorsy. So you know, it just depends on the volunteers that are coming through, of how do we match those. And so a way around that we're really going to be showcasing into 2026 is, you know, the big couples and the big families. My family is going to become a big, and that way we can get one of those little guys off the waiting list who's been on there for a while. And so just trying to find the different realms, because, you know, it's not speaking for you specifically, but males in general, you know, maybe kind of feel uncomfortable being one-on-one with somebody that's maybe not. And so trying to kind of get around that factor of saying, okay, well, you and your spouse, or you and your significant other, can become a big couple. And that kind of sets the dynamic a little bit. We're really focused on one-to-one mentoring, but I think in today's world, and just how things are, that group mentoring is also very successful too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be easier for me, you know, and I would just say from my experience, it's not necessarily that I would be uncomfortable. It's just I feel guilty like leaving my family behind
Right.
to go do something else, you know, but
Yeah.
if we were all doing it, and I feel like that'd be a great experience for my kids. You know,
Yeah.
I think about that all the time. I love it when people come over to our house. And I think also from a coach perspective, I know my kids hear me, but they don't always listen, right? But
Yeah.
they listen to other people all the time, you know, and
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, you've been saying it like a million times over, and then
Yeah,
one person says the exact same thing, and it's like, what? I didn't know that. My mind's blown.
yeah. They're like, why didn't you tell me that? And I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to get into that because
Great.
I did tell you. But yeah, that I definitely, you know, that hits with me about how important that mentoring is.
And
Yeah.
kind of the roadblock, like you said, Jake, on, you know, not wanting to take away from time with your family. We've hit into, it's a new program, the Junior Big program, where we're going into high schools, and we're having the high schoolers come down for lunch to the elementary school, just to spend, you know, lunch before or after school, or during the lunch hour, just so that way giving that option to where, yeah, necessarily everybody's lives are crazy and busy, and we're pulled in a million different directions, but everybody eats lunch, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, could you eat lunch with a little and literally make somebody's entire week of, that's what they look forward to once a week, of you coming down and just eating lunch with them, you know?
Yeah.
That's a great opportunity for someone who, you know, doesn't even know what to do to even start. You're going in and you're pulling them from one spot and putting them into another.
Right.
Probably changing their life a little bit too, without them
Mhm.
knowing. With everything that you do, how do you keep your work-life balance in check, and make sure that you get everything you need to do in both areas done?
Well, that's a really good question. I'm still trying to work on that. Yeah, just because it's one of those things where I have to tell myself to shut off, because, and this is the first time in my life that like I come into work and I look at the clock and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's already 6 o'clock and I have to go home. I want to keep working. Like I've never felt that feeling of, I just want to do more. So I'm finding that balance myself, of which my kids help, because I mean, just even today, like we have a basketball game that I have to hightail out to Remsen. So them keeping me grounded in all the things that they do. But yeah, just kind of working around and just trying to find the balance, because are any of us ever really shut off? Because we have our phones, our email, or I mean, it's constant. So just really trying to set boundaries is, yeah, where I'm at on that. So stay tuned for that answer later, Katie.
We'll tune into your TED Talk when that happens. So
Right, yeah.
do you think your kids would ever want to get involved in something like this after seeing you be a part of it?
Yeah, so that's what at first, when I kind of talked with them a little bit about, because I either want to become a big sister or a big family, and I really would like my family just because I feel like it would be a really good opportunity for my kids to see others' perspectives and how other people live in all things. And so my daughter was right on board right away. But it was like, but what does this look like, Mom? And then my littlest was like, whatever. My oldest, kind of, he's at that point where he's too cool for school on things. And so just nothing really excites him. And so I think once we officially do it, I wanted to give myself a little bit of time to kind of know exactly what I'm doing here before overcommitting, because I'm definitely somebody who, when I sign up for something, I want to give it my all, right? And I don't want to be distracted or pulled in a million different directions. And so I think that they'll be really excited about it. And I truthfully think that it's going to be more fulfilling for my family than it probably is going to be this little that's going to come into our circus, So I just think it's a good feeling all around.
Awesome. Well, as a high performer, like, who else do you have in your circle that help you get everything you need to get done for BBBS?
So we have a team of 5 here, a great team on the program side. There's 3 who we have a program director, and then 2 underneath her, a match specialist and an enrollment specialist. And they run the program side of it, of all the different programs that we have. And a well-oiled machine, they just run. It never stops of, interviews and matching and all things. Because again, there's a lot of back work that goes into when you're dealing with kids, making sure that you're taking all the extra precautions, right? Because we're essentially saying, hey, here's an adult, here's a little kid, you guys go have fun. So you want to make sure that you properly go through all the correct channels. And then we also have an amazing marketing director who it's really fun to be able to bounce things back and forth with her, as marketing is my background. And so bringing a different aspect from the nonprofit world here, we have a lot of fun with that. So the team is really supportive and great. And, it's very open change of things. I never thought I was a person of change. I really am like, I don't like change. I want to keep everything. But in order to keep evolving and making this program larger, it's just one of those things where how can we shift and continue to keep growing our team and continue to keep growing the program. So very supportive staff.
Awesome. Well, I know we kind of briefly touched on what keeps you busy this week and up until next week. Can you talk about your tour of homes that's coming up and all the things that come along with it?
Okay, so Tour of Homes is our largest fundraiser that Big Brothers Big Sisters puts on. It's the most vital fundraiser that we do. So without this fundraiser, we would be in trouble. It's definitely a community effort. So the Tour of Homes has been in the community for over 40 years. Red Cross had it for 30 of those years. This is our 15th year. Or my math, you guys, math is hard. Don't say that. I have just math hard. But so this is our 15th year taking it over. And it's November 20th through the 22nd. So it's not just a 1-day event, it's a 3-day extravaganza where, we have professional buses come and take you around. This year we're in Dakota Dunes and we are showcasing 5 incredible homes. And again, we talk about support and people. It's Consumer Supplies, our presenting sponsor, and they have been so amazing to Big Brothers Big Sisters to continue to keep supporting us, to allow us to be able to keep doing it. And so we're in Dakota Dunes. We're showcasing 5 homes. So those 5 homes are professionally decorated by designers that we have here in town. We have Mod House and Holland House and Purpose. And then we have Sue Hitt, who comes from Sioux Falls, and then also Jenny Davis, Designs by Davis. Mm-hmm. So the majority of these designers sign up every year to do this. And it's, I think, incredible because here they are in their normal job and then taking on an effort like this of going in and decorating these homes, all festive for the holidays. It's a big task to be had for sure. And then of course you talk about the homeowners who open up their space for 1,500 people to walk through your house, right? So that's a huge ask too. It's been a great experience this year. Of everybody has been so helpful and so welcoming and in all areas of how they can help. So Tour of Homes kicks off, like I said, November 20th through the 22nd. You purchase a ticket, you purchase a tour time, and it's about a 3-hour tour. We go around to each of the stops, and then we have a kind of a starting point and end point where you can do some shopping and get some refreshments and all sorts of things. I'm in the hot mess express right now. We are literally this time next week I will be down there getting set up, and so yeah, it's a lot, but it's gonna be great. So
Awesome.
Can you tell us like what homes you're going to do? Are you doing one in McCook Lake?
okay, so they were there last year.
Oh, okay,
So
maybe that's
all
what I saw.
five, yeah, we usually pick a certain area of town and then we do the houses all in that area.
Okay,
So this year we're out at Dakota Dunes.
yeah,
And yeah, we have five different homeowners. There's quite a few that are on the East Sawgrass. I don't know how familiar you are with
a little
Dakota
bit.
Dunes or
Yeah.
not, but we have Dr. Wade and Michelle Luckin.
Oh yeah, I know them.
We have Dr. Anama's house. We have Dr. Sherman's house. We have Chad and Amber Skipper. And then we have the Mises, Dr. Mises' house as well. So these houses are so incredible. When I went there before they were even decorated, I'm like, I don't even think you guys need to decorate. Like, I'm just in awe of the beauty of your home. And so I'm really anxious to see with it, you know, festive decorating from the professional designers, how everything comes to life. So it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, that's awesome. Ticket wise, I just jump online or how do I get tickets?
So
This
you would go to
sounds
Big
like a
Brother.
great present for my wife. She'd be like, I
Yeah,
love this idea.
it would be so great, and it'd be like the perfect little day date for you guys. Or you could go at night. I mean, now it gets dark at like what 5 o'clock, so then you can really see like the lights and everything. But you go to bigbrothersbigsisters.com and you click on the events page, and it takes you down to tour of homes, and then you get to pick what tour. So tours start at 9 o'clock and they go all day long. So we have tours going out every half hour,
Nice.
and you just pick what tour works for you. And like I said, you just come with, yeah, ready to have a good time, and you get chauffeured around and back to the stop point. So you should definitely get your wife this. She would love you.
Yeah, I think she would enjoy it. I know they did one for Hinton
Yeah.
Road and yeah, she enjoyed that. So
Yes.
yeah, I know my last guest was Tim Jagger and he's buddies with some of those people, so I've met a few of them. Yeah, it'd be cool. It'd be fun to go check
Yeah,
out.
they're incredible. And like I said, like how awesome of them to, you know, open up their personal
Yeah.
space but again, for such a great cause, because literally the awesome thing about Big Brothers Big Sisters and all of our fundraisers that we do is yes, we have a national level, but we are local here, locally owned and ran. So we, you know, every ticket purchased goes directly right back into our program. It doesn't get sent off to wherever, it stays right here. So that's also what's so meaningful too, is this is our largest fundraiser, and you know it keeps thriving each year, and I hope it continues to keep thriving in many many years to come.
Do the people that live there, do they sleep there at night or do they get hotels or what do they do?
So they are booted out of their house
That's
for,
what I
yeah,
figured. Like a week
yep,
or how long?
for the 4 nights, because you know essentially we kick it off the night before they actually get the first tour.
Oh, that's
So we
cool.
take the homeowners and designers on Wednesday night to really kick it off, and then yeah, at that point 1 o'clock Wednesday they are booted on out of that house, and then they are welcome to go back after our last tour on Saturday night. So we put them up in a hotel, and you know they our little mini vacation, I guess they could think of it
A
that way. But
staycation.
I didn't
yeah,
even think about that, but no, that'd be crazy to
Yeah.
just,
yes.
you know, not even be in your own home and you've got all those people going through. What a selfless thing to do.
Oh my gosh, I know. I mean, it's really, yeah, it's overwhelming of how amazing and giving people are of why they're doing it. And anytime I felt, because I've done events in the past in different lives of where I've been, and there's always been, you know, complainers, or there's always been, well, this should be this way or this. And I'm going to knock on wood right now, you guys. I have not found anybody to complain about this. Of nobody, I mean, everybody has nothing but wonderful things to say and how it just is. And it's like, that is so refreshing to come to a space where the community loves it and they look forward to this event. And, you know, it really is we have people that have gone on this tour. They get their daughters, I mean, grandma, daughters, mom.
So how do you guys pick the houses?
So we pretty much we're already starting for next year. So it's one of those things where it's kind of when, you know, you find an idea of where you want to go and you're like, well, we kind of want to be in this area. So who do we know, or who do we know that knows somebody that has, you know, a beautiful house that they would be open to? So you pretty much, I just find recruiting, Katie. So you got any ideas? I mean, hey.
I'm going to start knocking on the nicest houses in any area. Let's go.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, too, I mean, it doesn't even have to be like it's just like what has character, too, and what
Yeah.
people are, you know, because that's something really great about the tour. is, all 5 houses are going to be decorated in their own unique style. So, one of them is going to be very modern. We have one that's really traditional. So there's a liking for everything. So, how we pick the homes, it's pretty much just something where if it's a unique, beautiful space, that would be, something for the community to look at, all yours.
Now
I'm hoping to come back to the north side.
I'm like second guessing my birthday or Christmas or Thanksgiving present for my wife here. We are days away from starting the renovation. I'm like, this could really crush my renovation. She's like, I changed my mind. We're
No,
gonna
or it's
redo
going to
everything.
inspire you. It's going to inspire you.
But
There
we
you
don't
go.
need to be inspired anymore. We need to just go
Narrow
with the
it down.
plan. I can see an absolute train wreck coming.
Okay.
I
So what you're
like
saying
this
then is
better than
next
what
year.
we had planned.
Okay, so you're saying next year then, if you're renovating and doing all these things, then you're going to want to open it up to the community. I mean, you could be on tour of homes next year, Jake.
Yeah.
There you go, Hinton it is.
Yeah, one bus is going out to the country of Hinton. The rest will be north side. We'll call me the north side too.
Yes, Hinton, America. That would be
Yeah.
great. I love Hinton.
Yeah, we got a lot more work to do before next year if that would ever happen. So
Oh,
maybe we'll focus on like 2028 Hinton. Is it
Okay.
Hinton Go or Hinton Growth?
Yes, Hinton growth.
Growth. Okay, we'll be on the 2028 Hinton Growth tour maybe. Yeah, but I love that. I'm excited to do it, and that'd be a good time. What kind of shopping do you have? Is it thrifting? Because then my wife would be like, you hit the nail on the head. I can thrift and tour homes. I would be the
So the
perfect
designers
husband.
will have, different decor. So there's a few of them that have storefronts. So
Nice.
during the tour and that weekend and stuff, if you want to go down to their storefronts and see, you bring in the day brochure and you'll get a certain discount that they're
Cool.
doing. And a few of them will do online shopping. But at the we're starting at Holiday Inn and Express over in Dakota Dunes. So we'll have a little shopping there, and we'll also have a silent auction with I want to say that we're at 50 silent auction items. It's called a blind bid, so it's a little different than a normal silent auction. It's where you pretty much, if you find something you like, you're like, you know what, I'm going to do the max of what I would pay for this, and I'm going to put it in. We have a little jar. Nobody sees any bids, and then we go through each night and pull out. And so it kind of makes it a little bit different because, you see those ones that there's about 20 bids on one item and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to get this. Well, we didn't want to do that. We want to say, hey, you might have a chance. What would you, what do you like about this? So we'll have the silent auction item there. And then Pam Lapke, she is the jewelry lady. I don't know how familiar you guys are with her or not. She used to have a storefront, but she'll have a ton of shopping at the Holiday Inn too, of scarves and jewelry and purses and just all the little fun accessories and stuff. So that's the shopping aspect of it, Jake. No thrifty.
Okay. Where do you guys end up at? Where does
So-
it wrap up? Is it wrap up in the Holiday Inn too?
Yep. So then after you hit that 5th home, it takes you right on back to the Holiday Inn, and there's some different photo ops, and again, the silent auction, all that good stuff, coffee, refreshments, and then you just go about your day.
I think I just made this an even better trip for my wife. Now I'm thinking I'm gonna invite all of her friends as well, so she didn't have to walk through the house with me and hear all my just
Yep.
sarcastic remarks. She can go with her friends, and the husbands will go to that little golf simulator right
Well,
next
there
door.
you go.
That is a great idea. I mean, that's
Yeah.
right there. And there's a cash bar. So, I mean, you could start, if you go in the morning, mimosas, happy hour. I mean, there you go.
Yeah, this is getting better and better every day, every minute.
Sounds like you got plans. That's awesome.
And I think I just recruited like another 10 people to this tour.
Yes, that's great. I'm like, we really need to get the hint because we've got to get some of those women, and then it's going to be, they all are coming. So
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite the experience. All right, Katie, anything else you wanted to ask Ciarra about?
Well, I mean, as far as that goes, no, I think she's definitely clarified what that event is all about. Now I want to go or volunteer. I haven't decided what that looks like yet. I want to support you in any way that I can, but this will most likely be released after the tour of homes
Yep.
is said and done. So, how else can we as a community support you? Like, if someone is inspired by your mission, like, what's the best thing that they can do to do the next step?
Yeah, so give us a call. I mean, even go to our website and put in that you're interested. Again, we're really looking in need of bigs, and whether that's, you individually or you as a couple, you as a family, like we're really, really, really in need. We get off down into, the mid 20s in our waiting list, and then we'll get 5 new littles that join, and we just aren't getting those volunteers that are flowing in like that. So that's our biggest ask for the community is, if you find it in your heart, volunteer. It's really, truly not that much. It's 4 hours a month. We personally, as a program, put on a match activity once a month. We usually include dinner and do something fun. We did in October, we did a little Halloween party at the art center, did some art stuff, had Chick-fil-A. So it's like that counts towards the 4 hours. So, again, it's very, very, very little to make such a big impact. And so that would be our biggest ask. And you can go to our website, bigbrothersbigsisters.com. You can give us a call, 239-9890, and we'd be happy to have a conversation. And I mean, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. If it does, that's awesome too. So.
Well, and then, sorry, Jake. I just also, outside of what you've done professionally and for Big Brothers Big Sisters, like, what inspires you? Like, what drives you?
My littles, like my family, right? Like my kids are my everything. And I feel dorky getting all teared up about it, but it's like, if they can look at me and see like what an impact I'm making on other little kids, like I hope that inspires them to do something good to give back to our community. So my family, 100%, and my husband, I need to give a shout out to him, because if I'm just talking about the kids, he's going to be like, hey, I had part in that too. So
hey, I'm Ryan,
Yeah.
Does
So
he want to
definitely.
go golfing?
What was that?
Does he want to go golfing?
He would probably although I'm putting him to work, actually. I'm like, hey, I need you over here at this house volunteering on this bus tour. So he's going to be running around crazy too. So.
Well, this will hopefully spark people to look up 2026 tour homes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Every year.
I had a question about, like, how long do these mentorships typically last? Like, what is your, I'm just
we
curious.
ask for a year commitment, which really, I mean, that's a school year kind of.
Yep.
The majority that we find, though, go way longer. They close out after graduation. But like I said, a lot of these that get started, they go all the way through for a lifetime. We have now bigs who were little in our program. So it's a revolving door of, once you kind of come in and you get fulfilled in that purpose of what you're actually doing, it's just as impactful as for the big as it was the little. And so, I mean, it just depends on how long you want it to, if you want to just commit to a year, awesome, great. And then, like I said, if it's something you want to continue, then you just continue it on. Once it closes out on our end, we still have matches that get together and do things. We had one that was in their wedding, as which was pretty cool too. It's just those things that it can go a lifetime.
Yeah. I'm trying to get, again, kind of in the same vein, I'm trying to get some college kids to interact with my kids even more. We did. Because, again, I just know my kids, they hear me, they just don't always listen. And so I just try and bring people that they'd be like, wow, this, I'll listen to this person. Parents just don't, they don't surprise kids, right? They don't excite kids. They're like, I hang out with this person every day. And I was a college wrestling coach this is my best example, college wrestling coach for 11 years. And my son lost in a wrestling match. And he goes, Dad, I need to go here and have this person coach me. And I was like, why don't you just listen to me, you little turd? He's like, you don't know anything. I'm like, I get it. Like, I'm your dad, but I was like, all right, whatever, So that was, it's just always like that mentorship really does make an impact. And, it's just so, people just listen, when it's not their parent, I feel like.
Right. I mean, it's just another insight. Absolutely. And that's, something too, I think a lot of pressure is out there. I mean, I've had conversations and they're like, I'm not good enough to be a big, like, I shouldn't be looked up. And I'm like, actually, for you even to say that makes you an incredible big, because it doesn't, I mean, you just have to be there, right? And you just have to be consistent and show up and just do your everyday things. And that's really what means the most. So if we're not looking for, you have to have, this and this, and this, you wouldn't qualify as, it's literally everybody. We need everyone.
Yeah, value the person, right? I mean, if you value the kid, then that kid's gonna feel like your relationship is super impactful and be grateful for it.
Yeah, we all have something we can bring to the table. Yeah, that's a good point.
All right, got a couple questions for you. What is your favorite book?
Okay, so I love Brene Brown. Love her so much. Atlas of the Heart would probably be my top. I also love Mel Robbins. Like, I can't decide. So that's kind of a vague answer, but I can't pick. There's too many good ones between the two of them.
So the first one you said, what was that?
Atlas of the Heart. I mean, really anything Brene Brown. Is that
like, is it fiction, nonfiction? What is it?
Like inspirational.
Okay.
Yeah, she's
Not
like a
self-help, but
inspirational
like, yeah, and yeah, just life
kind of
stuff.
insight. Yeah, I mean, she talks about in one of her books of being a candle blower outer. Do you know what I'm talking about, Katie? Of like, you don't want your kids to be a candle blower outer, right? Because it's like you're taking away people's light. But if everybody can like cheer you on, your friends cheer you on, your light gets brighter. So she's very much yeah, just finds different ways for just being a good human being, motivational. And that's kind of the same thing with Mel Robbins. She's kind of the same way of just finding support and, how to love people and how to love people in their own love language. And yeah, I would say those two are my favorite art
Sure.
authors.
Atlas of the Heart. I'll definitely look that up and check it out and yeah, see what else there is. What is one key habit that you feel like has been impactful for you that's helped lead to your success and that you feel like, yeah, every day this is important to me?
I would say finding like me time and like clocking out of, so when I was pregnant with my third child, I was running around wild. You have your third kid, and it's like you never have you time, right? And it's like when you never have you time, you're not filling your cup up. And so, how am I able to fill my little's cup up? How am I able to fill my marriage cup up? How am I able? And so, I found a love for yoga, and it kind of fills my spiritual cup up a lot. And I think that has helped me to slow down in things instead of going a million miles a minute. I talk fast, I move fast, I'm always on the go. It's really helped me be really present in what I'm doing and meaningful in all relationships of my life, whether that's friendships, my parents. So I would definitely say the journey of my yoga path has really helped me to get where I'm at now.
Well, and are you still doing any instructing? I know you had done that a little bit in the past. Are you still doing that?
Yeah, so I'm still teaching. I moved it down a bit just because of life and now, this my job and all things. So I teach on Fridays at Four Seasons because we work 410s here at Big Brother, Big Sister. So I have Fridays off and I'm like, what a better way to kick off my weekend than, to hit on a yoga class and set me up for the weekend.
So yeah, you kind of always do, is the Four Seasons your yoga spot?
Yep, so that's where I teach. I've taught it at a couple other studios around town and I'll fill in subbing wise, but I wish, it was one of those things at first I'm like, I love this, I want to do it all the time, I want to do it over lunch, I want to do, but it's just with life. Maybe in my retirement years or when, life slows down with the kids and stuff, I'll get, more active in it, but keeping it once a week is good where it's at now.
What, is there like a hot yoga studio in town?
We do not have hot yoga, Jake, and I would love hot yoga. We have hot works where you can do it in a sauna and you kind of get instructed through, but we have no hot yoga studio here in Sioux City.
Oh, we should get that. You should do that.
I would love it.
Yeah.
I would love it.
I think I would too. Like I do like yoga. It helps. I have a lot of neck and shoulder and back issues. That's like coaching wrestling 101, like just kind of what you live with. But yoga definitely helps that, and so I enjoy that. And Tim Jagger again, I dropped his name twice, and just trying to get people.
Meet this guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
him.
he's a legend. But he did hot yoga, and he said it was awesome. And so I've always been like, gosh, I'd like to do hot yoga. I mean, as a wrestler too, like we always just like hot rooms,
Yeah.
It's just kind of our thing, and we love saunas. Maybe most of us, I'm kind of generalizing, but I feel like I'd love hot yoga.
Yes.
I just remember the first time I did it, I was like, I am miserable. How am I going to finish this? And then when I was done, I walked outside in the fresh air and I'm like, I feel like a new person. Like
you truly
addicting.
do.
Yeah.
Like in the moment, you're like, I'm not going to get through this class. Like my very first yoga, I actually did it in New York. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. Like I teach yoga. I can maybe fit. And I'm like 5 minutes into this yoga class in New York City. I am like, oh my gosh, I'm going to die. They're going to call the ambulance. This is going to be so embarrassing. Anyways, pulled through it, you guys. It was in an hour class. Pulled through it. I walked out of there and I'm like, that's exactly how I felt, Katie, of like, I feel like a new woman. Like I feel so rejuvenated. Like it was amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. We got to get it somehow,
Yeah.
some way.
So, I mean, what is considered hot yoga? What temperature? Is there like a general?
Is it like 102 or am I too crazy there? It's because there's hot yoga and then there's Bikram, right? Because there's like two different. And I think 102 is one of the temperatures. And I think I did Bikram, and it was, yeah, like I said, you just leave that room afterwards, just like a limp noodle.
Sounds great.
Yeah. Yeah, invigorating.
Yeah.
We got a 20 card punch or whatever when we did it, and I didn't get all the way through, but yeah, what an experience.
Yeah, and they were like, you're drinking the water and it's like pouring out of your pores faster than you're drinking it. You're like, why am I, but I'm gonna pass out. Like, I feel like this is a fine line if I'm gonna just totally lay out on the floor, but it truly is amazing.
All right, we're gonna have to find a space that can get that hot and yeah, enough heaters. Yeah, I'll start thinking about that because now I know somebody that can instruct it if I find the right space on a Friday.
Even post. I mean, I have to
Sign me
keep
up
on a couple things, but
Yeah, we'll all do hot yoga on Friday and head into the weekend like pros.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, yeah, that sounds
Love it.
phenomenal.
it does.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yep. All right, last question. If you had one day where you could just kind of do whatever, you had no responsibility, what would you spend the day doing?
So I'm like a huge homebody, and I would love to, I say sleep in, but I would be like bright-eyed at 6 o'clock and not get out of my happies is what I refer to my jammies. I would just stay in my happies until like, 10 o'clock or so, drink a cup of coffee, not talk to anybody. And then at that point, then I would love to hang with my kids. No phones, tablets, and my husband, and do something where we are not on a time schedule because we are so used to having to be on a schedule that just a free for all day of wherever the day takes us, that's what we do. And then we head in. I got to make sure I'm in bed by 9 o'clock. That would be a dream for me. And yeah, that would be my perfect, with great food also. Great food included on that day.
Yes.
I mean, I love food and I love sleep. I love my family. So you put those three things in, day made.
What would be the food spot, or like
Oh gosh,
who would be the cook?
I love Mexican food. El Ranchito is probably my top. I love El Ranchito. But I like DeCow too. I mean, I like all food. So it just depends on, how we're switching it up. But then if you go sandwiches and soups, the factor of what time of year am I doing this? Because then you might have soups, it's just, there's a lot of factors here. But yeah.
So I think I just had a conversation with somebody about Mexican food, and it was my wife. We were talking about Carlos O'Kelly's. We loved Carlos O'Kelly's. We would go there and we would get Carlos O'Kelly's margarita here and there. And we were in Des Moines, and there was one that they still had the Carlos O'Kelly's sign up. So we're like, oh, that thing just closed, and we're like, dang, it's kind of sad Carlos O'Kelly's is gone. That was like when we first started dating, that was like where we went. And I'm like, well, I think it's probably because there's so many actual Mexican restaurants that are great that this chain just can't make it anymore. And so it was like, there's probably better food, but that's just one of those memories that we miss.
Do you know there's still one open?
Where?
There's one open. It's do you know where Galena, Illinois? It's on
I
the
do
route
know where
to-
that is.
So it's not in Galena, but it is on because we usually do a girls' trip to Galena, and we stop at Carlos O'Kelly because that chicken burro or whatever burrito and their chips and salsa is where it's at too. So it's good.
Yeah. See, I thought it was good, but it didn't make it. So I was like, it must not be that good. Maybe it's just
good.
like good memories.
It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
Yeah. Now I want chips and salsa and a margarita. Like it's too early for that, guys.
I don't know about that. It's almost noon. I think margaritas go well with almost everything.
Yes.
Any time of day. Yeah.
Good thing.
Absolutely.
Well, I appreciate you giving us some time, the biggest week of your year. Hopefully, I'll see you on the tour of homes this year. Well, maybe I'll drop Jess off with her friends.
Okay,
And
I'll wave at you. I'll take care of her.
Go
I'll
to
get
the
her on.
golfing
I'll just wave when you
simulator.
drop her off.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
thank you,
appreciate.
guys.
Yeah, thanks. Anybody that's looking for a mentor, Big Brothers Big Sisters of Siouxland, definitely connect with them. What's kind of the time frame and process for getting accepted for that? Can you give me like a 30-second, hey, if you want to do it, this is what you got to do.
Yeah, so if you want to do it and you find interest in it, you would go to the website or call us. There's a couple different process steps, inquiries, and We call them interviews, but they're not interviews. They're just conversations. You know, we have to run a background check. So the overall process of getting a big within our program started is about a month's time
Okay.
from the start of it to actually being able to officially match you with your little. So
Okay. You'll take them any time of the year.
any time of the year, any day of the week, you just reach out. I mean, somebody will be in contact with you. Even if it's on the weekend, one of us will be in contact with you to reach out and get that process started.
Okay. Love it. We'll put a link in the show to make sure people can connect and get there. And yeah, hopefully we'll get that list under 20.
I appreciate you guys so much.
I froze.
Yep, frozen
Yeah,
for a
I'm
second.
well, it's from doing it from my phone, and then it's these calls coming in. I think every
Oh,
time I'm
yeah.
like, sorry guys, I'm so sorry. I meant to do it from my computer, but
Well, hopefully those are all future mentors that are looking to
Or donors.
sign up, or people buying tickets to your event.
Right. Well, and that's the thing too. One last plug. I mean, if this isn't your jam and you're like, no, but you want to support us in another way, like we are always open for any type of monetary donation that goes directly back into our program. So there's several ways of helping and giving back to Big Brothers Big Sisters.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Thank you. I look forward to margaritas and hot yoga. And that's going to be the name of this episode. Margaritas
Oh, I
and hot
love
yoga.
that.
I love it. I love it.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you.
for sharing this time with us, Ciarra. We appreciate you so much and everything that you do for our community.
Well, thank you guys. I appreciate both of you so much and helping get the word out. Thank you.
Yeah. See you guys.
Bye.
See ya.